Welcome to Mojo Travels, and today we're counting down our picks for cities you need to visit in England in 2023.
Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to Mojo Travels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we're looking at this UK country's most charming destinations for your next European vacation. Bristol. In addition to being southwest England's most populous metropolis, Bristol was ranked as Britain's foremost city between 2014 and 2017. The city owes much of its appeal to its location, being nestled along the River Avon. Without the river, we likely wouldn't have the Clifton Suspension Bridge, which provides one of the city's most striking backdrops. But it's far from Bristol's only feat of architecture. Buildings span centuries, from medieval feats like Church of St John the Baptist to modern wonders such as the Cabot Circus shopping centre. While you can experience the city on foot or on a bus, we'd suggest taking advantage of the neighbouring waters with a boat tour. Keeping with the water theme, round out your tour with a visit to the Bristol Aquarium. And there's even more sea life to be found at the Bristol Zoo. York. If historic architecture is your primary reason for being in England, York should be at the top of your list. York is what the UK likes to call a cathedral city, although you mustn't overlook the castles, bridges or city walls either. Arguably the most unique structure is York Castle, aka Clifford's Tower. Once serving as a prison, much of the tower has been lost to time, but what remains rests atop a prominent hill like royalty on a throne. While the city itself is practically a museum, there are also literal museums dedicated to a wide variety of subjects, including railways, aircrafts, and chocolate. Although a historical city, some would also describe York as a fantastical city with medieval streets like the Shambles resembling Diagon Alley. You might even find a few direct Harry Potter references while exploring. Scarborough. For a cosy getaway by the beach, you can't go wrong with this North Yorkshire gem. Scarborough captures England at its most charming, with a stunning seaside locale, grandiose stone structures, and an all-round calming sentiment. You can immediately see why it's become the go-to holiday destination for many. For its population of more than 60,000, every day is a holiday. Beachgoers will spend most of their visit on North Bay, whether you'd rather bask on the peaceful sands or hit up the surfing scene. Not too far from North Bay, you'll find Peashome Park, which provides an idyllic setting for walks, boating and sheer escapism. Being so close to the water, it shouldn't come as a surprise that Scarborough is a fishing community. So, help yourself to some of the fish and chips you've heard so much about. Bath. This city owes its name to the Roman baths, which were built between 60 and 70 AD. While they haven't been used for public bathing in eons, few sites in all of England have been more carefully preserved. The baths now serve as a museum that's best experienced with a sunrise tour. If you're in the mood for a soothing bath though, this Somerset settlement has been included among the great spa towns of Europe for more than one reason. While you'll definitely want to take a spa day, be sure to etch out another day for sightseeing. Pulteney Bridge offers one of the most relaxing vantage points overlooking the River Avon, and literary buffs will be especially drawn to Bath, which has been used as a shooting location for Bridgerton and was once the home of Jane Austen. Eastbourne. While people up north flock to Scarborough for a seaside retreat, those who reside down south seek out Eastbourne for a beach holiday. While there's plenty of open space to throw down a towel, this coastal resort goes beyond the bare essentials of sand and water. The city is distinguished by its pleasure pier, which is lined with shops, theatres and Victorian tea rooms. There's more Victorian architecture to be found throughout Eastbourne, with hotels that treat guests like royalty. If you were to take a tour across all of England, we can't think of a better place to end your trip than at the chalk cliffs of Beach Head. Standing atop the cliff's edge while gazing out at the lighthouse and surrounding waters, you truly feel the weight of your journey. The only question is, where do you go from here? Sheffield. This South Yorkshire haven gets its name from the River Sheaf, which stretches across the city. While the river is among the defining features, Sheffield is perhaps celebrated for its parks, gardens and woods with over 250 lush areas to explore. Sheffield is frequently listed among England's greenest cities, with roughly 4.5 million trees taking up its alluring scenery. Although the natural wonders are the main draw, the city also lives up to England's architectural reputation, with landmarks like Sheffield Cathedral and the Cholera Monument. For fans of football, the kind you see on Ted Lasso that is, Sheffield possesses a rich history of the game with 2 professional teams and some all-encompassing stadiums. If the 78 public parks and 10 gardens weren't enough already, the stadiums only make the city greener. Birmingham. In the entire United Kingdom, only one city is larger than Birmingham, and its population of more than 1 million. The scope of the city is reflected through its landmarks, from BT Tower to the Mercian. Size isn't what makes Birmingham stand out, however. This is a city with a genuine personality, which shines through in points of interest like the National Sea Life Centre, Cadbury World, and Hall Mill. For those who'd like a little Italy to go with their England experience, Birmingham's canals actually encompass more miles than the ones in Venice. They may not be as iconic, but Birmingham's canal system still sets a romantic scene. Birmingham is a foodie paradise as well, with a variety of tastes, although it's best known as the birthplace of the curry dish Balti. Manchester. Manchester is famous for many things, from its skyscrapers to its sports scene, to the red bricks that make up much of the architecture. The museums also cover a varied mix of topics such as football, science and art. Manchester Museum notably reopened its doors in February 2023, after a lengthy construction period, welcoming over 50,000 guests in just 1 week. Above all else, Manchester has been singled out as a music capital of the UK. The Bee Gees, Joy Division and the Smiths are just some of the renowned musical acts with roots in Manchester. Oasis fans, in particular, can visit legendary locales like Sifter's Record Shop, which Noel and Liam Gallagher gave plenty of business to back in the day. Of course, any music lover should prioritise catching a show at Manchester Arena, which will host the likes of Kiss and the Chicks this year. Liverpool. Speaking of music, Liverpool is forever intertwined with the Beatles. Even more than 60 years after the fabled band's formation, tourists still rush to Liverpool to get a taste of Beatlemania. It's even been said that the city owes roughly £80 million of its annual income to the Fab Four. After hitting up Strawberry Field in Walton and Penny Lane in Mossley Hill, you'll find that there's much more to Liverpool than Paul, John, George and Ringo. It's one of England's most Instagrammable cities thanks to the vast open space. Prince's Park, the city's first public park, covers almost 70 acres of history. While there's appealing architecture around every corner, the Riverside Pierhead contains the so-called Three Graces: the Port of Liverpool Building, Royal Liver Building, and Cunard Building. There might not be a song dedicated to these landmarks, but they deserve all your loving nonetheless. London. England's largest and most populous city, London tends to overshadow the country's other destinations. While the aforementioned places we've mentioned deserve more attention, anyone who's been to London understands why it's the crown jewel of the United Kingdom. Some cities are lucky enough to have one symbol that's recognised worldwide. London is loaded with one iconic landmark after another. Big Ben, the London Eye, Buckingham Palace, these sites are so well known that you might assume you already have an idea of what they're all about. To truly experience them though, you have to visit London in person. Upon arriving, you'll discover that London is much more than a hodgepodge of tourist attractions. It's a melting pot of culture, shopping and history. From the double-decker buses to the telephone boxes, it's a destination where anyone can paint the town red.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Mojo Travels, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.